that a camera?
361.
Okay.
So I'll just see any direction I want.
Sweet.
Yeah, so you can pan it like this.
Oh, that is
look
awesome.
Around. I'll just post you.
Right here.
No, like you come with the photographer and it's like, don't worry, I know a spot, and you're walking around for 10 minutes. Oh boy, upside down again. When you get older, it'll become harder to remember and learn new things. What things do you still hope to learn?
I still hope to learn more about like other people, how they are, as people. I hope to still learn more just how people are diverse, I hope to learn from my experiences and continue to grow. I hope to learn from other people's experiences as well.
Camera recording. Ring radio hour. Ring radio hour. Welcome to the Ring Radio Hour. I'm your host Ray, coming at you live from a 360 video. Feel free to look around in any direction. Today we're talking about memories and experiences with my friend, legendary Florida man, Jordan Cass. Tell me, Jordan, how does it feel to be the Florida man?
Amazing.
I can see.
Yep.
All right.
You see, I'm not low right now.
Suspicious, okay. Alright, for today, we're going to take turns picking questions out of the jar for us to answer. I'll start off with the first one. Okay. For this one, how did your family affect your life growing up?
I think they've actually affected me in very many ways because, like, as a sociology major, I know that everyone affects you in some way.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's funny because, like, the older I get, the more I realize that their interests have become my interests, even if it's just very tangentially, because I realized that, like, because my parents liked certain things so much, I was exposed to that all the time as a kid, and so now I like it too.
How did your family affect your life growing up? Has your family ever brought up something that you did not have no memory of?
I remember it was my uncle who told me that, like, oh, when you were little, you'd like sleep on my chest, and I was just like, wait a minute. You know, I was too young to even know that happened. It's like, you should have this to me, and he's just about to cry. I'm just like, yeah, I'm sorry, I was too young to have like that memory encoded in my mind.
No, yeah, for real.
Okay, the funny thing is that I have, like, pretty good memory. And there are some things that people have mentioned about how you're too young to remember something, and they'll bring it up, and it's like, well, I was too young to remember that. But it's funny because I don't really remember the times they asked me about something I didn't remember, so I can't remember.
Yes, often. I don't really have a whole lot of clear memories of my childhood, and so sometimes they'll bring up stuff that, like a trip to Disney World that I just flat out don't remember, for instance.
It's always funny,
things
like at the theme parks when they bring the very little children, and then it's like, oh, they're literally a baby right now. They'll have no recollection of this experience later on.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why it's free for them to get in. All right, you can feel free to pick the next one.
All right. There we go. Looks like two got caught together.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember how we first met?
I believe it was probably a club meeting at school. I think it was specifically the fan shipping event where people were talking about their favorite pairings and stuff. So it was really interesting because I got to learn like not more about like different pairings, but I got to meet lots of like cool people today. It was a really hype event.
That was mostly correct. You
What do you
see,
mean mostly?
we also met on Discord before, and we were talking. And
That
then,
didn't count. I didn't see your face.
It counts. And then when we met in person, you were like, oh, yeah, I'm Emo Rachel. And it's like, oh, this is who I am. You're like, you're this person? Oh, my God.
I was not that ecstatic.
Okay. How do you know? You didn't document it. How do you know? Maybe you forgot about it, and I'm your parent, and I have to remind you.
How dare you?
How dare you? How dare I?
I think I remember it better. Do you remember how we first met?
I do remember how we first met, yes. We met it was like right when I joined the Pride Student Union.
Yes.
We met on the Discord server, actually. That was like via online. First time I met you in person, I remember, was the day the Pride Student Union had one of their general body meetings. And I was seated with Cass, actually, and it was like in GC, and you came up to me and I was like, oh, you're emo Rachel from Discord.
Expose my Discord name.
And from there, we just connected from there, we start, and eventually I found out you were in Geek Club also, so I'm like, okay, we're in two
similar groups, that it's like, hey, we should meet up, it should be fun. So things like that end up being really entertaining.
Yeah, and I met you in person at the PSU event.
Yes, I think it was a Halloween event.
Yeah.
So it was really nice to like get to meet everyone, like put like a face to like the names over Discord. Yeah. Yeah, I need one.
Oh, it's upside down.
Yeah.
With the power of technology, people can easily document and share their experiences through videos, photos, or messages. What are the pros and cons of being able to document these moments?
I think one of the major pros is like it prevents memories from being distorted. Lots of people get memory events wrong or like straight up forget things. So I think like having actual pictures and like other types of evidence help to remember like different good things or just important events in general. One of the cons would be like, oh, if like something got documented and it was something particularly bad, no one will let you live it down. Everyone will hold it over your head. Everyone will remember it.
I think the pros are definitely that like you'll be able to remember them better because you see it like visually now, and you just get to like it's like you're living it again.
Why do you want to win?
That's like billions of dollars.
Yeah, but is it worth the risk?
It's like $2.
Yeah. But you have to buy a bunch of tickets for it to increase your odds.
Not really. You just need to buy like one.
I think something you mentioned earlier was kind of curious because it's like, oh, bad things can be like documented or like memed to like death, and it just lives on the internet forever, and it's no one ever gets rid of it.
That's just the internet. You'll never everyone has that one video that wants to be destroyed.
Only downside is like, I guess lots of people do get the fear of missing out on the other hand, where it's like, oh, other people seem to be having so much fun. I'm not sure if I'm having that much fun. So I think things like that are like the pros and cons of it. Oh, you can pick the next one.
Yeah, I'll pick the next one. How will your college memories impact you as a middle-aged adult?
I would say a lot. I've done a lot of things in college. And I think it's gonna haunt me for the rest of my life.
Did any of those things involve crocodiles?
Some.
Very.
Not all. Some.
Are any of these documented? Is there any police reports to have to worry about?
Police reports, no. Documented, depends what websites you go on.
Oh boy. I think I'll remember like college pretty significantly because it's the part where it's like discovering what I want to be as an artist.
And discovering more precisely what I want to do. I say more precisely because I've always had kind of a general idea. I came into college wanting to do computer science because as a kid I really liked computers even. But like it's my time in college and also my internships have allowed me to figure out more precisely what I like doing, and making friends is good.
Like one of the biggest things from college that I'm going to take away is like the ability to network and like talk to people. Because even though I had to talk to people a lot in high school, of course, it's a little bit different in college where I have to seek
It's so
out
soft.
the
Anna,
experiences
look how soft this is.
Oh my gosh!
The avatar one next to it is cool.
I want the appa one. But it kind of looks like you skinned appa.
Oh no, not like that.
It looks like you took appa and used his fur or momo.
That sounds awful. PS3, oh.
These are like old games.
Yeah.
And just with like friends, I think I enjoy just like talking to people because like different people exist in college than they do in high school, so it's like pretty cool to me.
Have you ever forgotten an important event like a birthday?
Yeah, a couple times. Like in fact, I forgot my cousin's birthday the other day.
Yes, I would say so. Yeah. It's hard to think of examples off the top of my head.
You sure? When's my birthday?
Well, I'm not sure I actually even knew your birthday to begin with.
My heart. Okay.
Because, yeah, maybe I did and forgot because I'm not great at that in general, but like.
The sadness. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really think I forget important events. I think the issue is that I get so busy with my like time management that like they slip by. So I'll, like forget to like tell someone happy birthday. But I do remember when yours is because it's
What year?
2002.
Last time you said 2001.
Listen. I've learned from my mistake.
When you think about high school, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Ooh, you see, high school is like peak time for like bad relationships and stuff. So that's the best like memory I have of high school, just like relationships going horribly wrong. When you think about high school, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Religion.
Let me think if I have like any actual good high school memories to bring up. I remember like some of my old friends. I remember a good trip we had is the school we went to had its own lake, so we were able to like rent kayaks and go on the lake and look around. So it was a really beautiful memory of like just hanging out with my friends, playing in the sand, stuff like that. Like blackmailing my friend to come by promising him a cute girl would be there, things like that. It was just like positive like high school memories I had with them.
Do you remember your personality as a kid? In what ways are you different now?
Let me think. As a kid, I think I was like, most of my art focused on like drawing and comics. So it's like, oh, in order to socialize with people, I'll draw comics and show it to them. I think in the same way, I'm still like used to being a comedian. It's like I didn't know anyone there, so just like being surrounded by strangers was uncomfortable for me. But after a while, I've grown to like talking to people, and I overthink things and not sure what to say. I think I'm still basically the same as far as shy. I'm just louder now, which makes it very different.
When did you know what career or major you wanted to pursue?
I think as a kid, I always knew that like, oh, I really have enjoyed doing art. I want to be an artist. But my parents were the ones who were like, no.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, that's something I'm still questioning as we speak right now. Because like I've been through like a few, and I'm like, do I really want to do this? Does it pay well? Does it give me opportunities? So it's something I'm still figuring out as we speak right now. And
so it's an ongoing process. It wasn't
it's an
something,
ongoing process.
Well, some
right
people
now.
when from they're younger, they're just like, oh, I already want to do this, but it changes over time, so it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, for sure.
It was just like any interest I had, they seemed to be allergic to. So it's so it was more like trying to figure out like, no, this is actually right for me. It doesn't matter what other people say. I'm gonna stick with like this like major. When did you know what career or major you wanted to pursue?
Yeah.
Hey.
We could wait for her for a while, but I don't think the cops will let us inside.
You see, I used to be an accounting major, and then I realized, man, this kind of sucks because everyone's gotta be super serious. And then I realized if I will continue down this route, I'm gonna have to. Oh, I got a stain on me. I'm gonna have to do the unthinkable and play golf with my boss. And I realized, man, I don't want to do that. So I decided to go to marketing, and marketing's just as good. It's good pay, and I get to be allowed to be more creative, more expressive, more me.
Do you remember bad experiences easily, or do you cherish good memories?
I think more of late, because I'm having a more quantity of good memories.
Yeah.
I think I remember them more. So I'm remembering like college life as like the overall experience. I remember it being pleasant. Like still bad things that have happened to me before still stay core in my mind, but I think it's saying like overshadowed by like the amount of like positive energy. Do you remember bad experiences easily, or do you cherish good memories?
Why not both?
I should have both at the same time.
So I think it depends. I don't think that I like focus on bad memories. Like that's something that I don't do. I know a lot of people who do focus on bad memories, but for me, I just kind of like have memories. And then like the good ones will kind of like pop up and I'll remember them, and then like some bad ones will pop up too. So it's like they aren't like, I guess, weighed in like good or bad. It's just kind of like importance. And so whatever pops up is just whatever I'll think about at that time. But for me, I like to cherish good memories so that I can remember like to either keep certain experiences in mind or to like, you know, to move forward in a certain way.
Yeah, you could really like, oh, this something is bad happened. Let me let that shape my entire life. Or take the good things and be like, oh no, that was great. I want to look forward to more of those things.
I do remember the extremes, like memories that have more extreme emotions in either direction pretty intensely compared to memories where the emotions are more shallow. So there's both pros and cons to it, of course. You know, it's nice to be able to remember the vivid good things. Not so nice to be able to remember clearly the vivid bad things. But
there would be events that like my friends will bring up. It's like, oh, like remember when we went to there? And I was just like gone from my mind. No idea when that happened. If you started writing your biography today, what moments would take place in the book?
Definitely the time I fought my roommate. mostly because it's so fun, and I hate it so much that I wouldn't mind that if it was not for the laws of this land, I would put his name and say all the stupid shit that he did, just so I could ruin his name forever.
This doesn't seem like the most positive memory to put in your biography, but it is a significant one.
Yeah, because look, if I just said, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, it was this great time in my life, and it just helped me so much, then that's kind of terrible biography. No one.
It has to have depth. It has to have
Yeah,
edge.
it's like if I just told all the good stuff in my life and it's a feel-good story, that sucks. And no one goes to watch biographies. They want to see characters rise. They want to see them prevail and do stuff. That's why so many like celebrities lie about where they come from. They say, oh, we come from a humble background, and meanwhile their childhood home could host more people than Detroit.
If you started writing your biography today, what moments would you place in the book?
That's kind of hard because I feel like I've had so many like bad experiences where it's like, oh, I don't want the book to get too depressing about my life. I kind of want to have like an uplifting message where it's like, oh, all these things you've been through can be terrible, but good things can happen out of it. So I think I'd write more about like my college days where it's like I really enjoy like making art all the time, hanging out with friends. So I think that would be like the peak type of experiences I've had.
I think there are like a few different experiences that I've had in college where I'm like, okay, maybe that should go in a biography, like, because it's kind of like influential. I think like because I also have like really big hopes for what I do in the future, so maybe I could write a biography one day, But I think the friends I've made would have to go into the book because I really enjoy the friends that I've made, and things that I've gotten to do with those friends. But then also there have been a few experiences where I've met other artists or like club members and I've just like done projects with them, and that's really cool. So I think I could add that.
Yeah, just be like, this is me. The biography is like cameos I've done in artwork. That's the whole piece.
Yeah,
Yes.
that would be funny. It's just like a biography named Cameo.
Yes. Oh boy, upside down again. When you get older, it'll become harder to remember and learn new things. What things do you still hope to learn?
What things do I still hope to learn? A big one for me is American Sign Language, because there are times where I have trouble speaking, and so it'd be nice to have more ways to be able to communicate when that goes on.
I want to learn Spanish because everyone in my family speaks Espanol except me.
I was not aware of that you didn't know how to speak it.
I speak it más o menos. ¿Tú nos hablas español?
No.
Well, that's what I expected.
When you get older, it'll become harder to remember and learn new things. What things do you still hope to learn?
I think something I'd still hope to learn is probably like even more languages, because after like high school, when you're like required to learn a language, I kind of gave up in the sense where it's like, oh, I don't need to do this anymore and I don't have time to practice. Let me full dive into like the other things I have to do and not really practice languages, because like something is like Spanish, which is like so common where we live, yet I don't know how to speak it. It's kind of a major problem. So I always think like, oh, learning more languages would be something great that I need to practice and remember all the words as I'm getting older.
And
All right, the last question. What is the first thing we asked?
The first thing we asked, I don't remember, to be honest.
Too difficult. It's okay.
We've done so many.
Yeah.
All right, the last question. What was the first thing we asked?
The first thing we asked, I don't remember because we went through a lot.
We went
of
through so
questions.
many. It's okay. What is the first thing we asked?
I think the first question you asked me was, how has my family shaped me?
Congratulations, you remember. Yeah. All right, last question. What was the first thing I asked you?
I mean, kind of depends. You kind of asked me like the first day we met or the first time we
The
talked
first
on
question.
Discord. What is the first question?
Yes. Not in a philosophical sense. The first question I asked you today.
Who am I?
We're gonna go with that answer. Thank
Well,
you.
you also asked me earlier, oh, can you help me with equipment? So,
We're gonna count that one.
yeah, I mean, yeah.
All right, thank you for being here, Jordan.
Well, actually, I should thank you for Rachel for coming onto my show.
Wow,
Thank you so much.
it's been great.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have a nice day, all of our wonderful
Have a-
viewers.
Goodbye, my audience.